Okay, just give me minutes, some time. Once again. What I'll just do is now, so let us not waste your time also. So that is why what I have done, I have taken the top view. You know already how you are supposed to draw top view and how you are supposed to draw front view and all that, right? So shall I go ahead from here now? Shall I go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we know that the naming is also I have done. So hexagonal, and the hexagonal is resting on edge actually. So this is what you should be careful. Even though if you place it in the corner also, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect your problem, what I'm saying. But only thing is while doing it to the second, in the second position, that you should be very careful. Even though if you rest it corner also, it doesn't matter. It doesn't create any problem. But in the second view, you should be very careful. The edge should only make rest over the, should make the inclination. That is what it is being given. And also very interesting to note here is that the axis, it is supposed to be shown with axis line. But here I have drawn a seen edge. That is a thick line I have drawn. Why? Because any corner or any edge, when we are seeing it, it is supposed to be shown with seen edge. That is thick line only we are supposed to. Why I have done because here, when I am looking in this direction, I could able to see point B, and that B is a slant. The B is a longer edge. We have know that in hexagonal prism, what will happen? One will be in the top side, one will be in the bottom side, and side surfaces I will be having 6 rectangular surfaces I will going to get. At the same time, 6 longer edges I am going to get in between the rectangular surfaces, and that one could be B, this one. So this longer edge, it is going to be overcome by an axis line. So that is why in such a scenario, anywhere if you find, if the axis is covered by edge, then the axis will be hidden, the axis will be unseen. So I have marked here with a thick line. Hope it is clear now. So with respect to my front view, I can be able to see it. So maybe 2 views of it, that is this surface and this surface. So that is what 2 rectangular surface I can be able to see it in the front view. Whereas the another 2 which are behind, that are going to be hidden. So that is why F, E, F, D, F, sorry, D, E, F I have written in the bracket. Right. So up to here it is very clear now. So now I have to move on to the next stage, wherein, so we will be selecting everything here. I will be placing it over the XY line. So in order to do that, just go to the move command, click at any one point on that line, in fact. So, and see, sorry. So always keep remember that while in this stage, it is, you must use copy option, not cut option. So here it is done now, everything. So now you have to rotate. In order to rotate, it is very, very important what is being given in the problem. So what they are saying is, it is resting on one of its edges. We should draw the projections of the prism when the axis is inclined HP 45 degree and appears to be inclined to VP at 40 degree. So this axis is making inclination. This axis is making inclination, friends. So we know that while doing it so far, irrespective of the problem, what you can just do is you convert that into base angle. I mean, not only this problem I am saying, just I'll show you. Wait. So you just go for the rotate command, keep it this as a point, this as a radius. You just you turn it. So now while doing it, if I give angle, it will take to the base angle. It will take to the base angle because I didn't select the axis. So there is an option that all the time what you can just do is, while rotating in the second position, you convert whatever, either they give axis, sometimes they will give base angle only, So all that they will give. So you convert everything to base angle. So in order to do base angle, you can note down this also. Base angle equals to 90 degree minus axis angle. Hope it is clear. So because why? Because any triangle, if you have, for example, you have like this, you have like this. So this will be 90, right? Okay. So this angle will be, this angle will be 90, correct? This will be 90. So if you, one angle will be given, this will be given, for example, let us assume this will given, this will be given. So now what we'll do, we will convert that into base. This is the base. Hope I'm making it very clear, right? So this formula you use it, base angle equals to 90 minus axis angle. So that will be easy for you. It is not that you can do it. I'll show you both the way. Anyway, I'm just telling you how everything you should be taken care. Right. So for example, now what I will do, I will say base angle. Now it is given as 1 second. What is, how much it is being given? It is given 45 degree. So I will say rotation angle 45. Right. So this angle I have given, friends. This angle I have given. So of course, this angle also should be 45 only. Correct? No. Hope you are getting a point. Even though if you take axis angle only, do it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm telling you the possibilities, what all you can just do it. So that is what I am just explaining. Anyway, you just note on this also. Sometimes it may help you. Okay. So now, with this, I think you can move forward now. So with this, I think you can be able to move it forward. So what we can just do is, we can also do in this way. You just extend the line, extend the line. Sorry. Okay. So now what you just do is, okay, it doesn't matter. So you just show it here only, no issue. Let us not make it complicated. So now after this, we know that how to, draw all that. For example, we should draw all horizontal construction line here. Friends, are you finding any difficult while weaving the seen edges or unseen edges? Can somebody let me know if you are finding difficult? Then I'll try to explain you in a much broader way. So, are you finding any difficult? If people are there.
Yes, sir.
It's very clear. It was. It's clear. No issue, right?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So this is done now. So now after this, you just locate all the points. And while doing it, I have told you few procedure you are supposed to follow. That is, you should always do in accordance in sequence. That is starting from, let us assume A. This is your point A. So name it as A only here. So B, it is supposed to be in the down. So I mean to say, you just all the time you follow in sequence. So that will, that you can avoid all confusions and everything. So better you do practice that. So this is my C and this is going to be my D point. This is E and this is going to be my point F. Right. So similarly, I'll just do A1, B1, and this is my point C1, D1, it is going to be my E1 and F1, right? So this is all done. Now after this, it is also very important to name for axis. This is my O1 and this is going to be my O, right? So I think 6 plus 6, 12 plus 2, 14 points are being identified. And we know that under the thumb rule, the first and foremost, what task we are supposed to do, that is we should identify all outermost boundary points which are bounded to be seen. So that is why we will going to identify all the outermost boundary points and then we'll going to connect them with a thick line, right? So what I'll just do is, so this is my point E1 and E. This is my point T. I'll just split it once for all so that it will be easy for me, right? While splitting, you should ensure that it is you are selecting at a exactly at particular point. Now I think it is done more or less. Now you just so point F1, E1, E, D, C, B all are going to be outermost boundary points. Connect them with a thick line. So now what you just do is connect this point E to D. Okay, so all outermost boundary points have been connected. So now while looking it from the top, when I'm looking from the top now, the surface which is going to be nearer to the observer, which is going to be seen, not only the surfaces, whether it is a edge, corner, surfaces or whatever, which is supposed to be nearer to the observer, it's obvious that it is going to be seen. So that is top surface, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, that is a surface. And this is the edge, this is the edge, two edges, that is A to A1, F to F1, and A, F dash, A1, F1 dash, that is going to be the surface. So totally this also seen to me, this is also seen to me. Let us mark with that with a thick line. So while doing it, so this is the point. This is the point. Right, friends? So now you split. Right? So it's been connected. So similarly now, A dash to A1 dash, F dash to F1 dash, and A dash, F dash, A1 dash, F1 dash. This line I'm talking about. This can also be read as a edge. This is also be surface. So where is my A dash, A1 dash? So this is my A to A1, right? Similarly F to F1. So while doing so far, you please split this. Then I think. Right, so these two should be seen. That's done. Right, so anything to be still remaining. So we know that B dash to B. So now, at particular point, now we'll stop doing seen edges. Now we'll go for unseen edges. So anything which is going to be farthest from the observer, which is going to be unseen. So basically this is the C1 D1, which is very much farthest point from the observer. At the same time, this is the edge on which the prism is inclined. The prism, the only edge, that is C1 D1, is making contact with XY line. So of course that is not going to be seen. So let us mark it. At the same time, C1 to B1, D1 to E1, this one, is also which is going to be unseen. So let it mark with unseen edges. So this is my C1 point. This is my D1, E1 and B1. So let them mark with unseen. So before that, let us, you know what, we'll split it and we'll make it ready. So now you go for visible edges. This also should be visible and unseen edge. So this is done. And I have told you now, I think if you just look at the this thing, A, B, C, D, E, F is connected. That is the top view. A1, B1, all that it is connected. So finally 5 longer edges that is going to be connected. That is E to E1, B1 to B1 is connected, A1 to A is connected, F1 to F is connected. Only remaining is 2. That is D1 to D and C1 to C. This is what it is supposed to be connected. So now we'll just see whether it is going to be seen or unseen. So this is the edge C1 to C and D1 to D. Since it is inclined, it is going to be overlapped by many surfaces. So it is not going to be seen. At the same time, the one more thumb rule I have told you. What is that? Again, you just note this, friends, because it is very, very important. I have told you, if 2 unseen edges are there, the edge which is going to be passing from this should be unseen only. Hope it is clear. If 2 unseen edges are there connected, and the unseen edge, the edge which is passing from that particular point is supposed to be unseen only. But this may not be correct for this. For example, you have this is possible. The first one is also possible. The second one is also possible. If you have two, you may ask, sir, when 2 scene edges are connected, the edge which is passing from that is unseen. Is it right? Yes, it is right. This is true. Both are true. If you want to, please make a note it. This is true. But when 2 unseen edges are there, the edge should be unseen only. Hope I am making it very clear. You should not get confused finally. Okay. So now you have 2 unseen edges are meeting here. So now you connect them with a thick dash line. But while doing it, you should remember this already we have come across with one edge here up to, that is F to F1. It is interconnected. So don't connect them. See, drawing one line over another one is going to be, you should not do it. We should not commit such mistakes. None of the lines should overcome by another line. So already this edge up, I mean to say only this portion I'm talking about. This portion, friends, already it is done. Already we have one line, one edge. So don't start from here only. Start from remaining portion. For example, what you just do is you remove this line. You remove this line. Now you select only just for remaining portion. You do it. That's enough. Okay. Don't start from D1 only. Don't start from C1 only, because already one line you have. So this is done. Only now is axis you are supposed to axis. That's all. It is being done. Everything. Right. So now the axis is making inclination, friends. So don't start from XY because it may cross. So just draw a parallel line. Okay, I have drawn parallel line now. So from here I will draw 40 degree. It is given in as 40 degree, not length. It is minus 40. So draw for any length. One second. Minus 40. Show the angle immediately. That is angle between these two are, it is 40 degree. Correct, no? So now what exactly we are going to place over this 40 degree line is important rather than anything. Here it is given as the axis is making inclination. If the edge is resting, then I would have placed this D1, C1 over this 40 degree line. But they said very, very clearly that the same axis which is appears to be VP at 40 degree it is given. So this O1 and O we should be place it over the 40 degree line. Hope I am clear. Okay. So this O and O1 should be make it rest over the 40 degree line. So now that is the case. Now what we are supposed to do now? We'll place it over a 40 degree line. Now what I'll just do is I'll draw this way because I do not have space. So better I will draw in this way. Minus 40. Once again. Once again. What I'll just do is I'll draw from here. I've drawn one parallel line from here. From here, what I'll just do is minus 140. Okay. Now, if you want to recheck the angle between these two, you can do. So 40, right? So now what I will do now, I will copy this and I'll just place it over there. Okay, including naming and everything, I'll just take it. So I'll place it in such a way that this O should be placed over the line. Okay. What I'll just do is I'll say rotate. I'll select it here. Oh, sorry. It should not be placed. It should be move, right? Okay. Now again, I'll say rotate. All the time I told you, you should zoom it multiple times and then do. Select at the particular point. Okay. Now I think it is done. Right, friends? So after this, what you can just do is okay, here is your axis. So just to show it, I have taken. So now draw all horizontal construction line here first. So now you start doing your these things, locating the points, starting from A, B, C, D, all that. So starting from A, this is my A dash. Oh, sorry. This is your A dash. Similarly, B dash is going to be this one. C dash is going to be this. can say extend to next. Okay, so then go for D. D is here. E is here. So now let us name now. So this is your E dash, D dash, C dash, B dash, and A dash. Similarly, A1, B1 will do it now. So this is your A1. A1 is here. B1 is here. C1 is here. D1 again on XY line. And then E1 is exactly at the middle. So let them name. This is your E1 dash, D1 dash, C1 dash, and this is your B dash, B1 dash, sorry, and that is going to be your A1 dash, right? So now what is left is O and O1. So this is your point O. O is exactly here it is. O1 is here. O1 dash and O dash, right? Okay, it's done. So now all the points are being identified. Now you connect them with identify all the outermost boundary points and connect them with a thick line. So to do so far, we have, I think, so let me do it here. This one, C is also outermost boundary points, and then C1, and then E1,
Sir, F and F1 is not written, sir.
uh,
F and F1 is not written, sir.
oh, F1 is not done, I think. Yeah, that is why we have made mistake. Sorry. That is what I have also. Yeah, here we made mistake. Even see, that is why if you made mistake, even one point also going to be trouble. So this is my point here. This is my F1 dash, right, friends? So now I think it's clear now. So make it visible. I think anything can you be able to make out here from this? Hmm? Say visible. F E1 D1 C1. Okay. B, C, D, E. Okay. So now, I think all the all points which have been identified is, I think, okay. See here, we made one more mistake here, friends. Nobody has actually expressed this. So actually, these are the C, D points. That is why actually I'm worried. In fact, this is your C and this is your D. Now A is correct, B is also correct, E is also correct. C and D, this C and D, this is your C dash actually, and this is your D dash. If that is the case, this will be wrong and this will be wrong. Okay. So A, B, okay. So A is here. One second, I made mistake while locating the points, maybe C, D.
Sir, F dash.
Yeah, here also F dash is made mistake. That is why I'm, where is F dash? Here is F dash, right? Right? So now we'll check once again. Yes.